Following a recent high-level visit to Guyana by the United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and the signing of the Growth of the Americas initiative, a high-level team from the International Development Finance Corporation arrived in Guyana on Tuesday to build on the relations established. The team comprised representatives from the U.S. Treasury, State Department, National Security Council, as well as Homeland Security and the Export-Import Bank. Prior to a joint press conference hosted by the U.S. Embassy in Guyana, the team met with Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Nicholas Boyer, who posited that the meeting was fruitful and that the team's visit signals a good message for relations between the two countries. Adam Bowler, the Chief Executive Officer of the International Development Finance Corporation, IDFC, supported those claims at the press conference. The CEO of the IDFC disclosed that high-level infrastructural projects such as the Amila Falls Hydropower Project and the Gas to Shore initiative were examined with the aim of reducing the cost of energy locally. In terms of infrastructure, the Quarantine River Bridge project was also discussed.
We talked about infrastructure, whether that's a deep water port, whether that is investment in a bridge now between Guyana and Suriname. So to have those opportunities, it's a rare time of alignment between Suriname and Guyana to have great new administrations that are investing in their private market.
Meanwhile, Boyer posited that the Private Sector Commission was more engaged in discussions surrounding access to capital for financing projects locally.
For instance, manufacturing and agro-processing. Even though cost of energy is a huge barrier, access to capital to buy equipment and to expand operations is also not a very large barrier in those industries. Access to capital is a huge barrier in the healthcare industry and a number of other industries in Guyana.
The CEO also spoke to some of the other projects that were covered at the meeting.
Or how do we get the cost of electricity down so that the average person pays less for their electricity? We talked about investment in small and medium-sized businesses. We talked about investment in agriculture and farmers. At the end of the day, one of my main goals at DFC is to increase the amount of jobs and the livelihood of the individual person living here in Guyana. So that is going to be a major focus on what we do.
Adam Bowler attributed the growth of the U.S. to its private sector. The team was hosted by President Ali at State House, subsequent to the press conference where discussions continued. On September 18, Secretary of State of the United States Mike Pompeo held a joint press conference at State House in Guyana alongside President Irfan Ali, where a bilateral agreement was signed between the two countries to foster growth of the two economies through their respective private sectors. That agreement also allows for the United States to patrol Guyana's air and maritime spaces to intercept illicit drug trade as long as the necessary protocols and approvals have been granted. The team from the United States also paid a visit to Suriname, where agreements have also been brokered between that country and the United States, and which the Secretary of State had also visited during his tour to at least 3 South American nations last month. Wendell Badrie for HGP Nightly News.